Hey y'all, how's it going? Today I wanted to, get on here and just talk a little bit about why I do what I do, and also like what certain practices that I do on a weekly or at least daily basis to just really help me, and what has helped me. And then also just talk a little bit about, the certain traumas that I've been through, that I'm working on currently to heal from, and just overcome in a sense. So, first of all, why I do what I do. I do this, I do a lot of things. So, like, I do meditation, I do my spiritual baths, I do certain exercises, I sit outside in the nature, I listen to certain YouTube videos that help educate me and help me understand why I do what I do. So it's not something that I just do it because, oh, it sounds, interesting, even though it is, and it does. I do it because it's very helpful for me. So I'm an individual that just loves to learn, and loves to like really just go deep into something to understand, you know, why this is. So, like with meditation, right? I know, like, I never used to do meditation or really understand the concept of meditation. And there's some people, I believe, that don't. And there's some people that think they can't meditate. So, for me, like, I'm always, like, thinking. I'm always, like, my mind's always racing, right? And it's like, I call them downloads. And so, for me, like, meditation can be very, very hard, especially when I first started it. I always thought I had to listen to some like soft music in the background and just sit there and go, kind of thing. But you can look at meditation in so many forms. So there's that kind of meditation where there's guided meditations, where I usually do more of the guided meditations because it helps me, stay focused on my intentions. It helps me stay focused on what I'm doing, or what this meditation is for. So a meditation channel on YouTube I would highly recommend is Reiki Rachel. And so I've been doing a lot of her guided meditations that has helped me in so many ways. And a lot of the meditations I've done with her have just like kind of helped me like do also other research on these certain like topics, and just understand them better as well for myself. And it's also led me to other amazing channels that I listen to. So I don't listen to just, one channel all the time, because my brain is just like, oh, I have to have something new now. So I'm always researching, I'm always looking for different things. And stuff like that. And then I do my own meditations. So, like, I'll go to the beach or I'll go for a walk. And these are more like active meditating, but it's just like trying to be more in like the present moment. It's kind of like grounding techniques, I feel. So, like, certain grounding techniques are like your touch, your senses, so your smell, what do I see, certain things like that, which I also have worked with my therapist. So I do see a therapist on a weekly basis, because me, like, I like to think I know everything sometimes, and reality check, I don't. And so I like to go to other people, especially other professionals, my therapist, and ask them certain questions about certain traumas, because I'm still learning, I'm still understanding certain things, right? And it's very, very helpful and very insightful, because there's, even with like certain professionals, like, they don't know everything either, but it's good for me to like see a different perspective, if that makes sense. So like everybody has their own opinion, everybody has their own beliefs, everybody has, their own way of doing things, right? Oh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, no, okay. So yeah, and so we have our own way of doing things. And me, like I'm still trying to find, a certain balance for myself on what works for me. Because, there's been so many times, growing up where I've been told, oh, I have to do it this way, or this is the way, that's the wrong way. But I've realized there's really no right or wrong way of doing things. It's just how you do things for yourself and how it works for you. And so that's why I do what I do. That's why I meditate. Um, that's why I just, educate myself and learn, because it just helps me more and more grow as an individual. It helps me understand other people's perspective, but it also helps me with my own way of doing things. This journey it's a lifelong journey, right? And it's like, it's gonna take some time. There's gonna be a process to it. And that's where, for me, I tell people, enjoy the journey, the healing journey. Don't focus on the destination. Don't focus on the future. Don't focus on, what's ahead. And, don't focus on the past. Like, yeah, like for me, I tend to focus on the past and the future at the same time, and I forget about the present moment. And so I'm still like learning to like really understand the past and still focus on the present moment, but also, be hopeful for, certain things that are coming forth into the future. But yeah, and so for me, it's a lifelong journey. For everybody, it's a lifelong journey. It takes time, and that's where we also have to understand time is an illusion, right? So yeah, we have clocks. Yeah, we have certain schedules and stuff like that. But for me, I've noticed, just trying to, trust in divine timing is what I call it. Trust in, the universe and letting it all flow and work out, and, God's timing, the universe's timing. It works out so much more perfectly, I feel. Because, yeah, I could be running late to something, but in reality, that appointment that I'm running late to, they're probably running late behind too. So technically, I'm not running late. When I show up, I'm on time, because they were running late too. So it's like it didn't even really matter. How I look at things is, you just gotta trust the universe, trust in yourself, trust in your intuition. And that's why I meditate. That's why I do certain exercises. That's why I take my spiritual baths. That's why I educate myself to really understand the meaning behind all this, because it's so much more helpful to understand it and why I do these things, plus be able to explain it to people. But the other thing is, a lot of the stuff that I do is very low budget, so it's very affordable. And some people, I've heard some people say, and even myself, like, oh, I don't have the money for this, or I don't have time for this. Going back to time as an illusion. Sometimes you have to just make that time. So like, I would get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, just to like have a better productive day and schedule certain things. I didn't have to really be anywhere until maybe later that day, but yet I still wanted to make the time to wake up earlier. And now I don't wake up as early, but I still am like, okay, well, what do I have today? So I have this appointment or this meeting or whatever it may be. I still like am aware, okay, this is how I want my day to kind of pan out. And even with meditation, I used to like meditate to like 2 to 3 different videos, sometimes more. And sometimes I still do that depending on the time. But in reality, you only have to do like a 5-minute meditation in the morning, or even before you go to bed. you know. And it's a really simple meditation. We live in such a fast-paced world, especially in California, because that's where I live. And I feel like, you know, since moving here, it's so fast paced. Like everybody's going, you know, like everybody's rushing, in traffic, and, you know, wherever you go, I feel. And me, like I've been a part of that, and I've really like learned to slow down so much more. And it's helped me because I notice when I'm always rushing, I feel like it just like it makes me like feel off, and just like all sorts of like different vibes that I don't really like. And so just being able to have the opportunity to slow down, but also just like um putting it in place, like, okay, let me like just sit here for a second, because I sometimes get into that mode again where I feel like I'm rushing myself when I really don't need to do that. But going back to the whole low budget thing, and for me, like I do a lot of meditations just on YouTube, and some of these meditations, like I do pay a certain like a premium for YouTube currently, because I do listen to meditations overnight. But even if you didn't do that, like before I started paying for the premium YouTube, like I would just listen to, you know, certain meditations. But now that I'm very invested in this stuff, and I spend a little bit more money on this stuff instead of other things that I don't need to spend money on, it's like it makes sense. But even like with my spiritual baths, like the most I spend is probably like maybe on certain oils and herbs from certain spiritual shops, which I'm okay with doing. But you can literally go to like the 99-cent store, dollar store, and get certain like little fun stuff. So I'll get like fake rose petals from the 99-cent store, add them to my bath. I'll get bath crystals, but even like I'll go to like the Sunset Market in Oceanside, and just get different, you know, incense or bath salts there that are affordable as well. It just, for me, how I look at it, like it depends on where you want to spend your money. Yeah, I could spend my money on things that I don't really like need or like utilize, and like this stuff I utilize on a daily basis, even these candles. So like one of the candles I use, got that for $3.99 at a grocery store. So like candles are very cheap, and some candles you can get, you know, for free. So it's really just how you go about it. And I love candles. I love using candles in my my rituals, my with my spiritual baths and stuff like that, as well as, so I also really wanted to make a point about like certain traumas I've been through. So I think I've said this in my other videos, where traumas are not always like violent, I would say, like from another person. So I've had a lot of traumas from other people happen to me, right? Due to physical abuse, certain things, emotional abuse, stuff like that. But I've also been in like car accidents. So I was in a school bus accident when I was a senior in high school, which like messed me up really bad. And I also, just not too long ago in 2020, I was in another car accident. And so a lot of that has misaligned me. So like my spine, and I go into talking about chakras as well. So for me, I've had a lot of physical traumas, and I also suffer from epilepsy, and certain things like that. So due to my traumas, that's also why I do these things and practice these things, because I feel like it's helping me overall, mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm a very sensitive person. I've been through a lot of trauma. The accidents that I've been through have really like messed my physical body up. So I take everything I can easy, because me, I love being physical. I love working out. I love being active. I love doing so much. So I used to do CrossFit. I used to be a firefighter. I used to like run 3 to 9 miles every day. I was even training for the military. But now I can't do that kind of stuff. I want to, like, my heart is like, I want to run again. I want to, do all these wild things, right? But I've had to learn to, like, I can still walk. I can still, I do swimming. I can still do like stretching, which also has helped me. Plus, for me, I've also lost 80 pounds, which is like an amazing thing. And a lot of me losing the 80 pounds was doing to just walking and stretching and swimming. But even those things can, like the pain that I experience pain every single day. And sometimes it's so hard for me to just get out of bed. And so I could stretch, I could, walk, and sometimes walking just makes it worse. Sometimes sitting just makes it worse. So there's certain things that I've had to incorporate and change in my daily routine just to help me feel better. The meditations has helped because it's helped with more of my mental status, because like when I'm in pain or when I'm dealing with these, certain issues, like sometimes it gets to me mentally and I just break down and I start crying, and it's just like, it's frustrating for me because it's like I'm so young. I'm 31 years old. I should be running, I should be doing all these things. But I have to check myself and be like, first of all, you've done so much already. You've come so far already, and you're doing the best you can right now. You're healing yourself. You're figuring out what works for you. And so with that, if you guys are struggling with something that, no one may understand, because a lot of people have looked at me and be like, oh, you're young, you're healthy. And it's like, yeah, I am young, yeah, I'm healthy, but I also have these legit physical and mental issues that I struggle with on a daily basis. And I'm working to heal. I'm working on, doing these things to help me better myself. And so that's where it goes back to, like, I can't control other people's opinions and what they say. I can only control how I react to them. And that's, that can be hard for a lot of us. I know for me, it can be hard because I'll get frustrated sometimes, because it's like a lot of people want to judge me just because they see the surface. They don't actually know what I'm going through. They don't know who I am and what I've been through. And it can be frustrating. Yet I have to remind myself that, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter, what they say to me, because at the end of the day, they don't know. And, that's on them. That's their character. That's whatever. If people want to get to know me and understand who I am on a deeper level, that's when I can be like, okay, you want to understand. Because there's a lot of people in the world nowadays, going back to the fast-paced world and just judgment, and even with social media, certain things like that. It's everybody has their own opinion, and sometimes that opinion or that belief is very limited or very just closed-minded. And me, since I've been through all these things and experienced so much, I believe I try to have a more open mind, but I've had to work on that as well too, because there's times where I still feel I have a closed mind due to a certain situation. But with that, I just wanted to talk about a little about those things. So if you guys, enjoyed this video, if you guys really resonated with anything that I said, please comment below and just let me know your thoughts. Also, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I just thank you guys for taking the time to watch my videos. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And also, you know, I'm on SoundCloud. I am a artist, singer-songwriter, if you don't know. So please go check out my music. I'm still in the works of creating, you know, my Beautiful Disaster album, which is, you know, in the process or whatnot. So it's still coming along. So with that, just thank you guys. And I really just hope you have a beautiful day. Oh, and also happy new moon. So it's been the new moon. It was a solar eclipse. It started yesterday and today. So happy new moon. And just, you know, just reflect today. Just take it easy and slow down, because today, starting today, the moon is in Taurus. It means to just start to slow down and reflect and really just understand yourself better. So with that, thank you guys again. Love y'all, and just be blessed.